our patio area. The bar itself is still open inside with food. It's just a very, very limited menu for the winter because we just don't have the traffic we've tried. So we do have still people come in. We are very limited hours. We're 11 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday, but we are open. We just don't get a whole lot of people in the wintertime. I wish I did. We've tried several years doing it, but it just doesn't work for us. So we do also inside the area of the bike shop, which is basically connected to Pedal Bar, is a tutoring company that has all their children in there, and they buy food and drinks all day long as well through these restaurants. So we are open. It's just very, very limited. So we are still in business. We're still there. We're just don't do a whole lot of business in the winter, and the patio is completely closed down. So inside is open.
Any questions for Zach, commissioners? Seeing none, thank you very much. Bring it back to the commission. Now, Brian, you had something to.
Yes, sir. Just a quick correction on the motion. It was to remove from the consent agenda.
Yeah,
That is
I'll rescind that.
okay. I was just going to say that's a technical term. That's going to be later on in the agenda. This is the consent calendar.
Thank you. Anything so commissioners, what are our options now? I mean, Zach, they're
Again, you can suspend, you can revoke, you can forfeit, or there is another option. You could kick this over till next month if you wanted to get more information on this.
Mr. Chair.
Director clarified, it's only the restaurant that we're really concerned about, right? That has brought this up. So questions from commissioners, please.
Just to clarify, the sign that we've heard about here, and I think you said this, so I just want to make sure that I understand. You're saying that sign referred to just the patio area.
Correct. The patio is completely shut down. We've tried to keep it open for winter, but it just doesn't work. No one uses it.
But the restaurant portion is operating from 11 until 5.
Correct. It is a very limited menu in the winter, but it is open.
But limited menu, what do you mean by limited menu?
We cut down the menu by half just to make it feasible, just because traffic obviously is not what it is in spring and summer.
Mr. Chair, I don't know when it's appropriate to say this, but hearing this now, I don't know that I feel comfortable. I don't know that I feel comfortable to order to show cause on this revoke or forfeit right now. I'm looking at a sign that I don't know. I guess for what it's worth right now, I don't feel like I have full information, and it's nothing. I don't think the staff could have prepared to have full information on this, but I'm just saying I personally don't feel like I have enough information right now.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, I echo Commissioner Tennett's thoughts. And I'm leaning towards just maybe moving this to the next meeting. And then we can pick it up there and take action on it.
Thank you. That would be appropriate. I think this. Commissioner Toohey, please, your insights.
I do have a question for the owner here. Are you aware that it is a licensee's responsibility to keep the department up to date on the hours of operation for your establishment?
I am, and like I said, we are open same exact hours. We've cut it back a couple hours as far as the closing time, but we are still open every day. It's just a couple hours less, but we are open.
Yeah, that sign makes it look like you're not open.
Yeah. And that sign's been removed ever since we got the notice. I think it came off the wrong way. But
yeah. I guess from my position as a commissioner, we don't get orders to show cause for nothing. This has been vetted with staff. It's been investigated. There's a recommendation on the table here. And I hear you and I understand the confusion that exists in this situation. But I guess I would also maybe pose a question to staff in working with the owner here. Was there communication? Was there responsiveness? because we're seeing this picture and we're hearing it was a miscommunication. But I want to know from staff, your perspective, seeing that this was recommended on our agenda.
Yeah, I can answer to that on behalf of the specialist that has been attempting to contact him. The compliance specialist has been trying to contact him since the end of September, either through some renewal issues to get straightened out. Also trying to set up audits throughout the winter. It came to the point where he did stop by the location to take that picture because he was in the area doing other audits and the business was closed. He was not able to get in contact with him.
During business hours.
Yes, that was on January 22nd. He recorded at about 11 a.m., which was on Thursday.
So on a Thursday, we should have been up, I mean, it would have been open if you would have come in the other doors, the patio itself, so sure. But I have had a conversation with him going back and forth, and we had set up, he scheduled an audit, but I was gonna be out of the country, so I told him we'd have to reschedule. And that's actually the last I remember hearing from him. If I missed a call or something, I don't know, but I'm available for whatever he needs.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Tanner?
Thank you. There's lots of discussion, but so concerns about this lack of communication, what sounds like a lack of communication. We need to make sure that we're following rules and regulations in terms of noticing all of those things. And I'm also just concerned because we're at this point where, you know, we have some amount of scarcity in bar licenses. That, you know, we're right now okay, but every bar license that's out there that's not necessarily in full operation, like to its fullest potential, means that if we have someone else come before us that needs a license and we don't have any available, we start to get into these situations where we can't put the licenses to their full potential. So I'm just for what it's worth, this is what I'm thinking about as I'm thinking through this. So just to the owner, that, so you understand, I mean, it's not about, you know, picking on you for, you know, for reasons that aren't valid.
Like I said, we are open and we do business every day. It's just not a lot of business right now. It's spring and completely
Do you have,
changes.
I don't know where this is going to go, but if we were to ask you for records of business, you would be able to provide those to us?
Absolutely.
Chair.
Commissioner Tui?
For Commissioner Tenner, I think this is related to the restaurant limited service license.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bar license.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for validating that, actually. That's helpful, actually, going back to some of my thinking. I do appreciate you clarifying that for me. You see where my head always is.
Not that helps clarify this, but.
Sure, no, but it actually, it moves me to be a little more open. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I make a
Commissioner
motion,
Conley?
given the confusion and some of it internal, some of it external, I'd like to make a motion that we move this item 30 days to the next meeting. And that during that period, the compliance committee that I sit on and staff work on understanding better signage, audits that have been done or not done, confirming hours of operation, confirmation and quality of contact information with the applicant, their compliance history, and then operational history during that period. I think we have all that information, I think, and we brought that to you as a committee. We tried to do our job there as members of the committee, not as staff. And I think we brought you that information. I think everybody a lot more comfortable making decisions. So that'd be my motion, Mr. Chair. It's a long motion, but that's usual.
That's fine.
I'll second that motion and just really reiterating, I think, that this order to show cause is about not being operational. And so really underlining that operational records piece. I'll second that motion.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the good discussion, commissioners and staff, with the assistance here, and Zach for coming in to help So the motion is that we continue this for 30 days and that we gather more information and revisit this in our next commission meeting, which would be in March. Is that correct? Do I understand it correctly, commissioners? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
One opposition, so 3 in favor, 1 in opposition. So it does pass. So we'll have the staff continue to work with you over the next 30 days and let's get this sorted out. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Thank you. So we have now 3 other items here. No, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 other items here on the order to show cause. And I know someone is here from Sunday's Best to visit with us. How should we approach this, Sam?
Chair, just one correction. I think we had 4 in favor and 1 opposed.
We did have 4. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No, wait, no, I'm sorry.
No, it has to be there.
You were right.
Or
I don't know if you're.
it's 4 and 1, and I can't count.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
If we may, can we go to number 5? I'm sorry, but
Thank you.
that's 26-5, and it is WCFS Cantina. This is another order to show cause. It appears they have completely shut down. There's been no contact.
Thank you very much. This one should be pretty straightforward, commissioners. Is anyone here from WCFS Cantina? Or online, please? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commissioners. Commissioner Tanner.
Mr. Chair, seeing that the owner has not come forward with any statements, I would move that we deem this license forfeit.
Second.
The motion is that WCFS Cantina LLC Riverton that it be deemed forfeit. There's a second on that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll place the motion that as stated, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Sam?
Thank you, Commissioner. Items 1, Sunday's Best Sandy, 2, Oakwood Draper, and number 3, Sunday's Best Salt Lake City, all have the same issue. It's with tax licensing issues. We understand the licensee is here, he's represented by counsel, and we also have confirmation that they have been working with the tax commission to resolve this issue. It has not been completely resolved, but they are working with them, and you may have some questions for the licensee and his attorney.
Thank you very much. Are they the 2 Sundays Best? Are they the same entity?
Yes.
They are the same entity. And
They're-
no. So same location, same order. That's what I'm trying to better state. Is anyone here from Sunday's Best would like to visit with the commission? Please come forward, state your name and.
Mr. Chair, we
Thank
consider
you.
1, 2, and 3, or 1, or 3, or 1 and 3.
I think we're considering 1 and 3, testimony 1 and 3.
Thank you.
Because Oakwood is still a different entity, correct?
And so are both Sunday's Best. They're both separate entities as well. Same.
I think we can take all 3. Thanks for the guidance.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Chair.
for the guidance of that. Thank you.
Commission, thank you for your time and morning. Michael McHenry here. I'm the owner of all 3 of those.
Okay, thanks.
Specified entities, and that Mr. Young is my legal counsel.
So would you like to guide us on the challenge that you've been having, the arrears to the tax?
Yeah, so at this point, we definitely had some questions and opportunities that needed to be resolved with the tax commission, and they were a bit challenging. Until about 2 weeks ago, they were almost impossible to resolve until we hired Mr. Young, who got involved, and then ultimately we were able to get to a place of reason, and those issues have now been resolved as of now.
Thank you very much. Questions from commissioners? Commissioner Tanner?
Mr. Chair, I just maybe I'd like to understand the issue more. I understand that you need to be compliant with laws, and that's what this is about. I'm particularly concerned about this, and I want to make sure I understand what has happened. So my understanding is that entities collect sales taxes from individuals and remit, like on behalf of the state, remit to the state.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not like an income tax it's literally a sales tax that your customers are paying, that you're holding in the state.
Correct.
And it's my understanding that you have not been doing that
So,
regularly?
so what happened is we were under a payment plan with two of our existing entities being Sunday's Best Sandy and Oakwood Fire Kitchen. We then opened a new entity in downtown, which is the Sunday's Best Salt Lake City. And we opened with a tax number, and then about like a month into operations, our tap just sort of disappeared. And so it became impossible for us to actually pay that amount, and we had no way to access it. We were collecting it, but we had no way to actually even deem that to the state. And so what happened is they questioned that. We responded with, well, we had the information, we provided the information, we got business licenses, we got DABs, we got opened, and as a part of that, during that confusion, they called our payment plan to due on the other entities because of like member and owner being me. And so it wasn't until about February 12th that we provided the information to kind of work around through Mr. Young to be able to provide them with the monies that were owed on that account. And during that time, they shut down TAP on our other two entities. So it created a back balance, and those monies became immediately due. And so we paid them in full, and then they required bonds because of the challenges and what they believe from their side and their basis. And we've been doing business in the market for over 20 years now, and we've held close to 30 licenses, I think, at some point, maybe, or roughly close to it. I think right now we currently in our fold, I think we hold 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, including Sunday's Best as the bar license. And so that's now been resolved. But the big issue that kept us from being able to pay these in advance was, 1, access to knowing where to put it, and 3, they had a very kind of, I guess, for lack of a better term, an arbitrary bond amount. They were requiring a $500,000 bond on this new downtown location while we were already open. And Oak and Sunday's Best Sandy were being asked for $25,000 bonds. And there's no volume or association. They're very like in terms of the total volume they do. And that didn't get resolved until about the 14th or 15th of February. So we've now posted the right bonds. That bond was adjusted from $500,000 to $50,000 in a matter of about a day and a half from Mr. Young. But we worked on that for about 2.5 months to try to get the commission to lower that for us.
How do you end up on a payment plan for sales tax remittance? I mean, I understand
yeah,
the income tax side, right? Like I get, like, maybe on the income tax side, for sales tax, when you're collecting sales tax that's to be remitted to the state. Maybe I'm just naive of how these things happen. Maybe that's a question for your attorney, but like, how do you end up on a payment plan for
Mr. Young, could you help us, please?
Yes,
state sales tax?
Great question. My name is Steve Young. I'm a state tax attorney at the law firm of Paul & Hart. I get calls from people like Mr. McHenry often. Our tax system can be confusing and difficult, and some of us rare humans like taxes, and so we're able to help navigate it and help make it a little bit more reasonable and feasible for people to comply and figure out. And what often happens is, the kinds of taxes you're talking about, either sales taxes or withholding taxes, are what we call trust fund taxes.
So I'm not specific yet.
It's not an individual income tax or corporate income tax or property tax. It's your tax. It's somebody else pays you money, and then you're responsible to hold that in trust and remit it over to the government on behalf of that individual. And they're not dischargeable in bankruptcy. You're 100% personally responsible for those taxes. If you don't pay them, there's extreme penalties at the federal and state levels if you don't remit your trust fund taxes. Now, a lot of people don't recognize or understand or realize the gravity of that distinction. And so
You say they're not revenue. I mean, they're not, that's not revenue to the business.
It's trust fund. You hold it in a trust fund and then remit it to the government. But people don't understand that. So they just go along, run their business, and something will happen, and they've got a bunch of employees and they need to pay their employees. And so they pay their employees to make sure they're
with the customer sales tax.
And sometimes that cash flow, depending on their accountant and their CFO and whatever, I've seen it happen over and over and over again. They just get upside down with their cash flow and they pay their employees first. But what I always tell people, including these guys, is no, those are
Thank you.
just on taxes.
Thank you.
You have to pay the government first. You can never,
Yeah,
keep
and they're not paying the government, it's their customers are paying the government through them, right?
And you have to hold those in a separate account and trust and remit those immediately on the 30 days. If you need to fire employees or if you need to
Yeah.
not do something else in your business, some other expense, so be it, but you've got to pay those on time. But I see this happen over and over and over where taxpayers just get confused and they don't understand. And I'm able to help navigate that for them and help them understand. And I was able to work with the tax commission.
And so that's just so I understand, I don't understand the side of it, so that's where the tax commission will set up a payment plan in that case. Is that-
Yes,
okay.
so in this case, they had prioritized other expenses over these amounts to be
Yeah.
remitted.
It's not really an expense, it's just a remittance of,
Correct.
Customers'
Yeah, it's not a
sales
tax
tax.
accounting expense.
Yeah.
But it's just, that paid other amounts before. And so the tax commission approached them and said, hey, you're behind. And they said, okay, we're gonna catch up. And, then all this happened with the bonding and the
okay,
licensing and everything else. And then that's when I got involved 2 weeks ago. And I was able to go sit down with the tax commission and say, look, I can sort of be your deputized arm. I do this all the time. I'm not a tax commission employee. I'm an outside lawyer, but I can go and work with people as their lawyer and work with their accountants and help them figure out, this is how the system works. This is how our complex tax system works. Here's what you need to do. And the tax commission then trusts that, okay, this business is taken care of. We're gonna get them back on their feet, doing
Okay.
things the right way. And that's where we are now. And
I
it's
appreciate
funny, we got everything paid and bonds.
that's, okay, yeah, so thank you, so thank you. Thank you, and thank you for making that point, that's what I just wanna really I think what, for me, that I'm so concerned, it's one thing, to kind of figure out your operations, and I understand cash flow, but I think it's just particularly difficult for me because this is customers that are paying their tax through the company, and I get concerned about that. It sounds like everything's been resolved, so just understanding, what was the actual date of resolution of all of this? It sounds like just recently, but what was the actual date, and then did you notify our team of that actual resolution?
And it was this morning.
Okay.
So literally.
So you're notifying
The
us now,
final
essentially.
things got paid and finalized. Most of it happened a week ago, but everything that, finally had to be resolved was done as of this morning. There's still the license, all has been applied for the Salt Lake City Sunday's Best location because of the mix up with everything there. And they still have to approve that, and then we'll be able to file returns in the TAP system and get everything up to date. But we expect that to happen in the next, few hours or today or tomorrow, sometime very soon.
What are the amounts that we're talking about that the entities are in arrears or have been in arrears?
I can't remember if it's, thousands of dollars. A lot.
Commissioners, any further questions?
Yeah, quick question.
Yes, Commissioner.
Following up on Commissioner Tennant's question. We don't control the tax commission. I trust the tax commission to do their job. If the tax commission is good on taxes paid or payment plan or revoking or whatever they need to do in terms of a license, I'm comfortable with it from that standpoint. But as of today in front of us, do you have a sales tax license number for all three entities? That's a yes or no question.
Yeah, so we have 2 of the 3.
Which one do you not have?
That's the Sunday's Best Salt Lake City LLC. We reapplied for it yesterday. We talked to Mr. Holt from the Tax Commission this morning. They've received everything that they need. It's our understanding that that'll be approved today.
Thank you. Of course.
Commissioner Toy, did you have a question or? No,
That was sort of my question.
that was sort of your question. So what I'd like to know, Director, would you give us, and Brian, whoever else, review for us the options now in front of us?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Again, we do not have confirmation of anything that happened this morning. But because this is a tax issue, you're limited in your decision here. Forfeiture is not an option. You can suspend, you can revoke, or you can continue till the March meeting.
Mr. Chair, could we suspend through some date before? I guess I'm asking Sam if it's possible, and then we could talk about whether or not if we want to do this, but if we suspended, could we set some timing that,
Suspend to a date certain or
yeah,
something.
some date certain or something like that.
I think if you suspended, you would probably have to have a special meeting.
Okay.
For the Eric.
Okay.
But,
You can suspend until the next meeting and we can have them come back. That's what I'm gonna-
Could we suspend through some date before the next meeting though, and have a special meeting? Is that, I'm not asking if we I'm asking if it's allowable, I guess.
You could do that in order to unsuspend, for lack of a better term, you'd have to make a vote.
Thanks.
All right, I think that's pretty clear what the options are in front of us. Do we need them anymore? We'll bring it back to the commission. Thank you very much. Anything else to add, gentlemen?
So I think there is something to note. We definitely did have a number. And so when we reapplied for that application, we put that number on our application for Salt Lake City, for the Sunday's Best Salt Lake City. So I think it is a matter of, we actually didn't get the finalized number that was owed to the state tax commission until about prior to 7 a.m., between 6 and 7 a.m. this morning. We resolved that pre to this meeting. And so I think that's something that does show that like our eagerness and willingness to make sure that this is resolved. We're definitely, we're actually paid through February on that, or through January on that account as well. So that's not actually due for another few days. And so we are completely up to date on all entities associated here, which is, I think, given the understanding, given the fact that we wanted all of this yesterday, I think it shows our intent. I think Mr. Young as well, that we hired him to help us resolve these questions that continue to find difficulties, opportunities with the tax commission. So I think it was important to realize that we actually did have it. We don't have it as of now. I looked at my email while we're on here, so I plan to meet with them right away. So I'm not sure that helps, but we definitely are good operators in good business and have been for many years. And there's no tax owed to the state tax commission on any of these entities at this point.
I would just add that I see situations like this often. I work with the tax commission often. And certainly there's certain circumstances when people should be shut down. And it's just, they've been so out there that the tax commission should shut them down. I recommend that. But there's many other times like this where shutting them down is just going to kill the cold goose. The state's going to forego a bunch of other taxes that they're going to collect through measure, going forward. And so it's very punitive to do that, and an incredible disruption to a business to ever suspend or shut them down where they have been a good faith showing of intent. And seeing a lot of people like this, I would just make a recommendation that I think it's good.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I just thank you. Thank you. You basically said what I was about to say. So thank you, Mr. Young, for making that point. That's what it's incredibly concerning that these taxes, these customers' sales taxes were not remitted. But I'm hearing that they are, and moving forward, it sounds like you understand exactly how it needs to work, and hopefully you get your numbers right, and you will be remitting taxes that
Absolutely.
if we shut you down,
We've set up this
not otherwise.
type of sweep account now and the trust account that happens from our merchant automatically at this point. So we won't see ourselves leveraging, in such a way. And as mentioned, we definitely do have about 300 team members. We serve a few thousand guests a week. These aren't low volume restaurants by any means. They're, some of Utah's darlings. And so we definitely want to maintain that. And we've definitely learned a bit of lesson here. It's costly.
Mr. Chair.
Hang on a second, Commissioner. Thank you. Commissioner Tui.
I have one more question and then I'd like to make a motion.
Thank you, please.
I wanted clarification on the Salt Lake location. Are you saying that you don't have a business license now?
No, we definitely do have a business license.
What is
Yeah.
the issue with the city?
So there was a city issue. They were notified by the tax commission. We met with the city regarding our business license because they sent, I think, similar notice to the city that they sent to you. We met with the city and they gave us a 30-day continuance and then told us it was a reservation. So at minimum, we have a 30-day continuance on our business license. And the only thing contingent there was that these were resolved. And that was our understanding when we worked with the compliance officer with an errand that here the balances and the bonds were posted, that we were that we would be in good standing here as well. So we got a 30-day continuance from Salt Lake City, from the business license division last week.
Commissioner Tui, the time is yours. Did you have something
Can
to
I ask
motion
one
or
quick question? Or maybe-
another question, Commissioner Conley?
Yeah, sorry, just for a matter of clarification. For myself, I'm good on number 1 and number 2. It sounds like we have a tax ID, it's in place, we move forward. On number 3, if I read number C under Brian's letter in the last paragraph, if we don't have a sales tax license number, I don't know that this board cannot act to do something, right? And I don't know, because our meeting's at 10 and not 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock today, right? That serves the applicant in the state. So I'm looking for some wiggle room. I don't know if I can condition my motion or your motion or anyone else's motion to say, if it's in by 5 o'clock, we're fine. And if it's not in by 5 o'clock, we're going to suspend or revoke or forfeit, whatever this board deems necessary. But I'm leaning towards, it's unfair for us to be in a position because you get your work done in time, and it's unfair for you to be in a position that you're waiting on a state agency to get your work done in time. So I'm empathetic to you, and I'm also
We can
empathetic
do
to
that.
my colleagues.
We can do that,
Okay,
sir.
so I think I have an idea on the motion that I would make, but I would defer to. No, it's my fault.
Before you make that motion,
Commissioner Tanner, please.
Yeah.
could we just suspend until is it possible to just suspend until the number
To
shows
approve
up?
the tax license, yes. So my motion would be to suspend 1, 2, and 3, subject to proof of an active tax license being submitted to staff.
I will second that motion. I mean, it's workable.
Further discussion from commissioners. Commissioner Tui, please.
And my comment is that, sorry, just to look into a nuance of that, if they already have 3 tax licenses, they can be done today. If they have 2, they can be done 2 today, and if they get the 3rd later, or they can be done later.
My comment was that to suspend, I understand what you're saying, and the timing is problematic here. If we suspend a license until they're waiting on another government agency to get the tax ID, they wouldn't be able to serve alcohol today, right?
Correct. Well, no, if they provide 1 and 2 today, they can't serve alcohol without an active tax license.
But what I'm saying is, it's 11:27 a.m. They opened at 11:30, and they didn't get their tax ID until 2 p.m.
We're definitely open and operating
Well,
right now.
I'm sorry.
But I do they need their tax license to operate.
Let me back up. And I'm trying to understand this as I'm getting information from you. So as the chair, am I allowed to?
Please continue, sir.
Thank you very much. That's gonna take place no matter what we do in that room. That could be going on with our previous applicant. Whether we suspended them or did something, they can be serving alcohol right now until they get the notice. So we're in that business regardless of what we do. And I'm gonna push that to the side for a minute. It's a valid concern and something we should talk about. I don't think we're legally allowed to have someone come before this body and have an alcohol license without having a sales tax license number, period. I think that ties our hands. And we're being asked to make a decision now on 3 items. If they can prove that 1, 2, and the minute they can prove that 1, 2, and 3 have an active sales tax license, this commissioner is good. That's why I made a motion. I think we need to talk about that and the ramifications of that, right? And whether we're comfortable with that, and from staff standpoint, whether they're comfortable. I don't want to hurt an ongoing business because we're learning on the job. It's obvious they're expending capital and doing new procedures and preventing things to make sure this doesn't happen. To your point, Juliet, right? They're a trustee of monies. If they're setting up trust accounts, that's a big thing for me, right? And should be a big thing for this commission. That's lessons learned. We're also in the business of educating best policies around alcohol. So it's a really tip of the spear. Decide everything right now, right? Which isn't a comfortable position for anyone to be in, not staff, not the applicant, not us. But I feel like putting the onus back on the applicant, saying, yeah, you can be open when you do the right things, and until then you can't. And our hands are tied on 3, but those are my only comments on it, and I welcome anyone else's input. Happy to modify my motion or change my motion, withdraw it, subject to other commissioners' input.
Director, you've been saying some things to us. Would you summarize what you're hearing and provide us with additional guidance?
I think what I'm hearing is the motion is to suspend the 3 licenses subject to proof being provided to staff. There are two of those that we think you have probably today to give, so those probably won't be an issue. Practically speaking, we won't expect you to have alcohol off the premises today, just to answer that question. I think we can also modify the motion to begin tomorrow. That helps for that piece. And I think that's appropriate, if that's how the commission wants to move forward.
Happy to modify the motion, Mr. Chair, to commence tomorrow.
And do you think that by this afternoon, you would have the third tax number?
Yes, ma'am.
So it wouldn't even, if we move it to tomorrow, it wouldn't even affect you.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Conway, anything else?
Oh, thanks.
No, thanks. You know, we just take a little chastisement here. He put us in a really, really difficult, ticklish situation. This is not where we want to be. We prepare to come to this meeting, and I don't want to belabor this, but and pretty well have things done. There are things that happen. But this shouldn't be. This commission should not be put in this situation, Michael. And clean up your act.
I appreciate that.
And I know Mr. Young, and he's giving you great advice. And thank you, Steve, for sort of helping your clients sort this out. But you know, it's a bad deal. So I'm going to, commissioners, does everyone understand the motion?
Yeah, just the comment.
Please go ahead, please.
I agree with everything Commissioner Conley said, and I agree that I think our hands are tied if they don't have a tax ID number at this point, and we've been made aware of that. There's not much we can do. I also am empathetic to when you have a suspension, you have to remove the alcohol from your premise. I've been to your establishments. That is not an easy undertaking.
No.
And so I also support the amendment to the motion to make this happen tomorrow, is my understanding.
Will you notify my wife I'm a good listener?
So, Tara, sure, thank you. I think some of the challenges that we're having from our side, we recognize where we have missed. We recognize that the gaps in some of our decision making and management. We've definitely worked to clean that up. It is difficult for us that we were offered a number. We find ourselves in this situation on item 3. We paid over $170,000 in sales tax, but we're told we don't have a number.
Wait, your customers pay you over $170,000 in
Yeah,
sales. Just want to clarify.
We've still collected, we still paid. That balance has been taken care of at this point. So that's just something that at the end of this, we're definitely in business operating.
And I want to reiterate what Commissioner Tennant is saying, because I also work for a business who has this obligation to collect and remit. And my business is even more complicated. We collect and remit to multiple entities and agencies, and it's a very big operation and undertaking. And so I understand you're not a small business, as you mentioned, but it is an obligation that, you know, as you said, you need to get locked down, and it should be an absolute priority that you are a caretaker of this money. And I know it's maybe not what we want to do, but it's what the government makes us do in order to have the privilege of a license, which is what this is.
Commissioners, I appreciate all of the good thinking here and the work that you're doing and that we're all trying to do here. And we want you to be successful, obviously.
Thank you.
Go be successful and follow the law. I'm going to place the motion. All in favor of the motion as stated, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. So let's see what happens in the next 24 hours.
Thank you.
No pressure.
Thank you for doing what you've done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, one quick comment.
Commissioner Conley, please.
I'll be quiet the rest of the meeting. I know as in life, when the court date arrives, everybody has their best behavior on, suits and ties.
Yeah.
Great things happen, but between the court dates and us assembling and everything else, that's hypothetical court date, staff's working on a daily basis, and maybe not seeing the same people that we see when they get here. So we're able to make them, we're able to look at things through a lens of helping applicants and helping people, while staff has to deal with other situations and other considerations. So I just want staff to know that we know that, And when we make decisions, we know that, and it's not meant to override anything or overlook anything you've done. It's meant to keep the trains running on time. If we can have a license that's done safely in the best public interest that generates revenue for the things we talked about earlier, that's something we want to stretch for. If we can't, we won't. And I appreciate staff giving us really quality information and content here to make sure we're able to achieve it. So that's my only comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. We'll now move on to number 9, the licensee recognitions. Director Evans.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think we're gonna have our list up today. I know we've had a few technological difficulties, so you may not be able to see. We can share that in the public meeting notice. I just want to highlight 39 different businesses across the state that have passed what we call our CUB inspection, or public safety SBI inspection. Law enforcement went into these establishments and they did not serve a minor. And just want to go ahead and say thank you for operating safely and recognize them for their efforts.
Thank you very much for that report, Director. We'll now go to the consent agenda from Brian Swan.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, on the consent agenda, these will be items A through J on the agenda, and I want to bring your attention to a few of these. Number 1, we've got 2 commission meeting minutes because you had the special commission meeting on February 5th. We also have the January license renewal campaign results there. Take your attention to item C. This license will be effective on March 1st, not right upon the commission vote and approval. And the same with item I. That license will be effective on March 1st as well. And then special attention on item H, the restaurant limited service. Staff got notice this morning from counsel for Cordwood at Mount Carmel. They have requested to remove that from consideration this morning. They have several items that they're still waiting on from the county and the conditional items, and they are just uncertain of whether those are going to come in at a reasonable time. So they would like to just take it off the agenda today and put it on for next month. So those are the special considerations for you. You can take this all in a block vote with exception to item H. So it would probably be very clean to have a separate motion to remove Cordwood from the consent agenda and then have a separate vote after that to approve this all in one vote.
Thank you. I think that is the way to go. So commissioners, questions or actions, please?
Mr. Chair, I'll just really quickly move to remove that H1 Cordwood from the agenda.
Thank you. Second, please. Second, Vice Chair Terrazano. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So now we have, with the exception of H1, we have the rest of it on the consent agenda. Action, please, or questions?
Mr. Chair, I move that we move the consent agenda for our approval.
Thank you very much. That includes the approval of the two commission meetings, the minutes, of course. Thank you very much. A second on that, Commissioner Tenner, a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll place the motion that we approve the consent agenda as stated. We know that a separate motion is removed. H1. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That is approved. Now we'll go to Rob. Would you like to come forward on the license applications on bars?
Right, good morning, commissioners. First one we have is a bar change of ownership. It's the Post Bar and Grill in Morgan. This application is complete and meets statutory requirements.
All right, thanks. Any questions for Rob on the Post Bar and Grill, the change of ownership?
No, Mr. Chair, I would just move that we approve that change of ownership.
Thank you. Vice Chair Terrazano, second. Thank you very much. We'll place that motion, the change of ownership for the Post Bar and Grill in Morgan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
That passes. The new applicants now.
So we have 27 full year bar licenses available for the state for this month. We have 2 applicants. The first applicant is the VFW Benji Russo, Post 3586 in Salt Lake City. This is a fraternal bar application. It is conditional And I understand the commission might have some questions to the applicant. The applicant is here if you have some questions for them.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the applicant? Is the applicant here in person in the room or online?
In person.
In person. Do you have questions for the individual?
I'd like to thank him for his service. It's at VFW.
There you go. Yeah, I think that we had Brian provided some additional information here for us. Brian, anything to add, please?
Nothing to add, just what I updated you on. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So we can take that. Let's see, that's a separate motion, right, Director? Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move that
Okay, thank you.
we approve the application for VFW, Benji Russo Post 3586.
Yeah, there it is. I see it on my agenda. Thank you. A second, please.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Tui. Any further questions? We're good. All in favor, say aye.
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 That passes. Thank you very much for being here. And now we have the, let's see.
The backdoor bar in Vernal is the next one.
Yeah, we got to take care of that one, don't we?
Mr. Chair, could I make a motion to, there's been a lot of back and forth on local consent, and I'm not fully comfortable that application was filled out with the most current after it was rescinded. In addition to the fact that I'm not certain what entity is supposed to approve that, so I'd like to just move this back a month and get those questions answered for me on letterhead instead of, move forward with it. So that's my motion. Thank you.
Vice Chair Terrazon, your motion is in order. Vice Chair Terrazon also noted.
Second, so that we can
Thank you.
discuss.
Thank you for having me move that with procedural. I should know better. Thank you very much. Okay, now I want to say that Vice Chair Terrazon, you want to just make your comment.
Sure, I just might recommend that we take a special meeting. Should we get that information within the next few days? Because it really is not, it was supposed to be grandfathered in, there's a lot of, it doesn't seem like this is an issue with the licensee, right? This is just a lot of going back and forth between the city and trying to figure out what the correct answer is. So I think if we, I'm willing to do the special meeting and see if we have that officially on letterhead within the next few days.
Madam Vice Chair, you want me to amend my,
Please.
to include that? So moved. Thanks.
Thank you. We're clear on that. And have a second so we can discuss. Any further discussion?
Yeah, Mr.
Commissioner
Chair,
Tennant?
I'm comfortable with that. I think that as I've reviewed some of the back and forth on this, I share Commissioner Economy's concern about just making sure that we understand who's giving us the approval and if it's appropriate. That being said, though, I would like to see if this, this feels like a little bit of an administrative kind of catch up, and I would like to see this license in operation as soon as possible. I mean, technically, we actually do have the local consent signed in the application. I saw it from Craig, and so I see that it was technically never formally rescinded. I would have liked to have seen some sort of, so I guess where I'm going with this is, as long as it sounds like a couple of us are willing to meet for a special meeting to approve, I'm comfortable with that. But I would like to see if this owner is ready to operate for the next meeting, I would like to see them operating before the next meeting.
The applicant is online, is it correct? And we could hear them. Would the commissioners like to hear from the applicant? Yeah, thank you. Director, can you help us work that out? Provide for the applicant the backdoor bar in Vernal, provide additional context for us.
Yes, I'm here.
Here she is.
Hi, sorry, I was filling out a check while I'm reading all this. Could you just explain kind of what you would like me to relay to you guys? I know we've been going back and forth with whether or not Vernal City would allow me, and this morning they retracted their statement that it was a city park. So I believe everything should be good.
Yeah, thank you. We can hear you. Celiana, is that right? Celiana? Yeah, thank you. This is not easy, but questions from commissioners to her. Anyone?
Mr. Chair, I would just be, I would like to understand, when are you ready when would you be ready to start operating?
So I already have my full service restaurant license for liquor, and it's in the same building. So honestly, I already have a POS system and everything ready. I'm really just waiting for the okay from you guys so I can fulfill another contract with CNH and start getting my liquor and everything. But I have a full staff. I have like tax identification. As far as I know, I'm ready besides whether or not you guys pass me.
Yes. Thank you for providing that clarification.
So
Yes, thank you guys.
Dual license, they currently have a full service restaurant license that you awarded them towards the end of last year. Just the bar has a different proximity measurement than the restaurant. And last year, it was not a community location than they thought it was going to be, and now they say it's not. So that's why it's gone back and forth.
Robert, have you actually been out there to Vernal and or someone from your staff to see this?
Alexis has been out there.
Alexis has been
Yeah,
out
she
there,
was
of
just
course.
out there within the past few days and looked at everything, took pictures. We put a lot of pictures in the folder.
Yeah, you did that, right? Director? So is there any modification, having heard from the applicant, is there any modification of the motion from commissioners?
Mr. Chair, let me hear what Commissioner Tanner.
Oh, I wonder if we should just be specific. We'd like to see an updated local consent that's dated today. So I think we have an old local consent that there's been some back and forth on that has a different date, but I think we would have to see, I think that's what we'd be looking for. I just want to make sure that that's.
Why don't I rescind my motion, Commissioner Tanner?
Okay, I think, yeah, so that's like, let's see if I can make it the right way. So I guess well, I'm going back to like, Commissioner Conway, tell me your original motion, because I think that actually is what we need, but I just want to be specific about what we'd like to see to have a special. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, I'll make the motion. Okay, I will move that we, delay deliberation on this application until we have an updated local consent, on official letterhead from the city of Vernal. Is that, am I saying that right?
Move to have a special meeting as soon as possible.
Yes, and as part of that, that as soon as we have that, the staff will work with commissioners to get a quorum in a special meeting, for a special meeting. Someone will write that down more eloquently than I said it.
No, you're doing it. Really great. Thank you for Commissioner Barney. All right, Commissioner, we understand the motion and thank you to the applicant. We'll try to accelerate this as expedite that. That's the word I'm looking for, as quickly as we can. We want you to be in business. We want you to be successful. So all in favor of the motion state and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes, so that's where we are with that one. Let's see. That's it, Rob. And we've taken care of the Department of Home Appointments. We're back here. Thank you, Director. We're now to any comments from commissioners, additional comments, and then we'll have anyone who would like to. Is there anyone here who would like to address the commission today? Who's here? Mary, do you want to come and talk to us? No. Sorry. Another time. You'll have your opportunities. Anyone online? You wouldn't know what you're listening to. The director's got the starship here. Okay, thank you. For any additional comments from commissioners? I think that we can all just appreciate and thank you, Director, and your staff, and each one of you for the assistance and help today. This has been a little bit of a different commission meeting than we usually have. They're usually pretty slick. The staff is nodding their heads, and thank you all of us for working through this and helping the commissioners work through this. And thank you, commissioners, my fellow commissioners, for your good thinking and your excellent work today. So we'll take one more.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Commissioner Tui. And a second is assumed. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.